Module number 19. Screen print. 3-color work. Apparatus and materials. Stretched vinyl mesh or screen as the matrix. Darkroom. Exposing box, light box. Squeegee. Photoemulsion and synthesizer. Use our 3-color image for printing. G-clamp. Screen printing inks. Bowls. Spatula. Printing table. Masking tape. Thinner and reducer. Prepare sketches in a size of 7 inches into 7 inches with the help of computer. Photoshop in halftone by brush or pen. Select one image for this assignment. Now it is time to prepare the photosensitive solution mix. 3 parts PVA, 1 part synthesizer properly. Screen printing is a printing technique where a mesh is used to transfer ink onto a substrate except in areas made impermeable to the ink by a blocking stencil. A blade or squeegee is moved across the screen to fill the open mesh apertures with ink, and a reverse stroke then causes the screen to touch the substrate momentarily along a line of contact. This causes the ink to wet the substrate and be pulled out of the mesh apertures as the screen springs back after the blade has passed. Screen printing is also a stencil method of printmaking in which a design is imposed on a screen of polyester or other fine mesh, with blank areas coated with an impermeable substance. Ink is forced into the mesh openings by the fill blade or squeegee and by wetting the substrate, transferred onto the printing surface during the squeegee stroke. Screen printing is a form of stencilizing that first appeared in a recognizable form in China during the Song dynasty, 960 to 1279 AD. It was then adopted by other Asian countries like Japan and was further refined by creating newer methods. Screen printing was largely introduced to Western Europe from Asia, sometimes in the late 18th century, but did not gain large acceptance or use in Europe until silk mesh was more available from trade from the East and a profitable outlet for the medium discovered. Screen printing is also a stencil method of printmaking in which a design is imposed on a screen of polyester or other fine mesh, with blank areas coated with an impermeable substance. Ink is forced into the mesh openings by the fill blade or squeegee and by wetting the substrate, transferred onto the printing surface during the squeegee stroke. As the screen rebounds away from the substrate, the ink remains on the substrate. It is also known as silk screen, serigraphy, and serigraph printing. One color is printed at a time, so several screens can be used to produce a multicolored image or design. There are various terms used for what is essentially the same technique. Traditionally, the process was called screen printing or silk screen printing because silk was used in the process prior to the invention of polyester mesh. Currently, synthetic threads are commonly used in the screen printing process. The most popular mesh in general use is made of polyester. There are special use mesh material of nylon and stainless steel available to the screen printer. There are also different types of mesh sizes which will determine the outcome and look of the finished design on the material. Screen printing was introduced to Western Europe from Asia in the late 18th century but did not gain large acceptance or use in Europe until silk mesh was more available for trade from the East and a profitable outlet for the medium discovered. Carefully select one wooden frame with screen on stretch screen cloth. The size of this matrix for this assignment is 7 inches into 7 inches. Early in the 1910s, several printers experimenting with photoreactive chemicals used the well-known actinic light, activated cross-linking or hardening traits of potassium, sodium or ammonium chromate and dichromate chemicals with glues and gelatin compounds. Roy Beck, Charles Peter and Edward Owens studied and experimented with chromic acids, salt, synthesized emulsions for photoreactive stencils. While coating the screen, make a thin, smooth, even coating on both sides of the screen, trying to avoid drips and runs. Now place the screen in the dark room to dry out. The screen once coated with the solution is extremely sensitive to light, hence be very careful to leave it to dry in the dark room. This trio of developers would prove to revolutionize the commercial screen printing industry by introducing photo-imaged stencils to the industry, though the acceptance of this method would take many years. Commercial screen printing now uses synthesizers for safer and less toxic than bichromates. Currently, there are large selections of pre-synthesized and user-mixed synthesized emulsion chemicals for creating photoreactive stencils. Now create a 3 colors image by carefully separating the image into layers corresponding to the colors. The ink on the transparencies must be black. It is important to check the reverse side of the drawing as well to see if the ink is uniform and the design is clear. Apply a coat of Indian ink if necessary or put 2 coats of black ink. Or create a 3 color image step by step on direct paint by photosensitive solution on screen. The inked surface artwork has to be turned towards the emulsion on the screen. Do not turn the lights as the screen is still light sensitive. The screen has to be laid down on the glass of the light table for exposure to light box, or if you are in outdoor environment, expose artwork in the direction of sunlight. Time 1 minute. Carefully keep the screen frame on the artwork transparency and with proper pressure. Ensure there is even contact between the screen and the artwork. A group of artists who later formed the National Serigraphic Society coined the word serigraphy in the 1930s to differentiate the artistic application of screen printing from the industrial use of the process. Serigraphy is a word formed from Latin sericum, silk, and Greek graphein, to write or draw. Clean the screen frame with water immediately. Make sure the emulsion on the screen is completely dry on both sides before attempting to begin. Artwork. print out, the inked surface has to be turned towards the emulsion on the screen. Do not turn on the lights as the screen is still light sensitive. The screen has to be laid down on the glass of light table or sunlight duration for exposing to light box. Carefully keep the screen frame on the artwork transparency and with proper pressure. Ensure there is even contact between the screen and the artwork. In 1907, Samuel Simon patented screen printing in England. At first, the process was used to print interesting colors and patterns on wallpaper and fabrics and then by advertisers. Start to draw or paint by the photosensitive solution on screen steep one for first color and dry completely. Eventually, however, it was adopted by artists as a convenient and reliable way of reproducing their works. In today's contemporary world, screen printing is used by fine artists along with commercial printers who use graphic screen printing to place images on t-shirts, DVDs, glass, paper, metal and wood. In the 1930s, a group of artists who wanted to differentiate what they did from the commercial world formed the National Serigraphic Society. In doing so, they linked the word serigraphy with fine arts and screen printing. In recent history, the pop artists are generally seen to have popularized the form of screen printing known as serigraphy. Pop artists took their images from the world of mass culture, so it was appropriate that they used a technique known for its mass production ability. Pop artists would value the use of the medium, finding it suited their aesthetics. Screen printing is arguably the most versatile of all printing processes. Since rudimentary screen printing materials are affordable and readily available, it has been used frequently in underground settings and subcultures. And the non-professional look of such DIY culture screen prints have become a significant cultural aesthetic seen on movie posters, record album covers, flyers, shirts, commercial fonts, in advertising, in artwork and elsewhere. In the 1960s, first Eduardo Paolizzi and then Andy Warhol began to use screen printing as a fine art technique. Cover the inner corner of the screen frame with sellotape. This is now ready for first color printing. Many artists have used the medium to reproduce imagery appropriated from popular culture and challenge ideas about what could be art. Contemporary artists like Ryan McGuinness follow in their footsteps. In screen printing, the screen is first created by stretching a fabric, example silk, over a frame of wood or aluminium. Mark the final registration on the screen table. The image is first drawn manually or with software on a piece of paper or plastic or captured in a photograph. Then it is cut out to form a stencil. Next, the stencil is attached to the screen. Then areas of the screen mesh are blocked with a waterproof masking medium. These areas become the negative areas of the final image. The screen is then placed over the desired substrate, example paper, glass, textile, and ink is then applied to the top of the screen and spread across the screen, over the stencil and through the open mesh onto the substrate underneath. Prepare the ink to be used and apply it on the screen and pull the squeegee softly with color. The color will pass through the cloth onto the paper. The ink is spread using a squeegee, a rubber plate usually the same width as the screen. The unblocked area is where the ink filters through and creates the image. Any number of colors can be used, although a separate screen is required for each color. The stencil designs are generally created using software programs like Adobe Illustrator or CorelDRAW. The designs are then printed on clear vellum, which is referred to as the film positive. Although screen printing is in principle a simple stencil process, the kinds of images which can be produced cover a wide spectrum. Depending on the stencil used, the artist can produce a range of effects from broad, simple areas to fine, detailed, even photographic images. This wide range is broadened further by the use of various combinations of transparent and opaque colors, and by printing on various kinds of paper. The stencils are printed sequentially, one color at a time, one over the other. Each color is printed in turn on all copies in the edition before the next color is applied. Thus, the size of the edition cannot be increased after the second stencil has been printed, assuming that the stencils are destroyed after each printing, which is usually the case. Because screen printing was a preferred medium of the op artist, it became the predominant printmaking technique in the 1960s and 1970s. Important artists of that time were Henry Sternberg, Roy Lichtenstein, Andy Warhol, Robert Indiana, Nicholas Krushnick, Victor Vasarely, Joseph Albus, R.B. Kitaj, Robert Rauschenberg, Richard Hamilton, and many others. Robert Rauschenberg. Robert Rauschenberg was an American painter and graphic artist whose early works anticipated the pop art movement. Born in Port Arthur, Texas in 1925, Rauschenberg's first tryst with the art happened when he came across an art gallery while serving the United States Navy. Rauschenberg subsequently studied at the Kansas City Art Institute and the Académie Julian in Paris, France, where he met the painter Suzanne Weil. In 1948, Rauschenberg and Weil decided to attend Black Mountain College in North Carolina. Joseph Albus, a founder of the Bauhaus, became Rauschenberg's painting instructor at Black Mountain. Albus' preliminary courses relied on strict discipline that did not allow for any uninfluenced experimentation. Clean the screen and start to draw or paint by the photosensitive solution on screen steep, 2 per second color, and dry completely. Rauschenberg described Albus as influencing him to do exactly the reverse of what he was being taught. Rauschenberg's approach was sometimes called neo-Dadaist, a label he shared with the painter Joseph Johns. Rauschenberg was quoted as saying that he wanted to work in the gap between art and life, suggesting he questioned the distinction between art objects and everyday objects, reminiscent of the issue raised by The Fountain by Dada pioneer Marcel Duchamp. At the same time, John's paintings of numerals, flags, and the like were repressing Duchamp's message of the role of observer in creating art's meaning. Prepare the second color ink to be used and apply it on the screen and pull the squeegee softly with color. The color will pass through the cloth onto the paper. Alternatively, in 1961, Rauschenberg took a step in what could be considered the opposite direction by championing the role of creator in creating art's meaning. By 1962, Rauschenberg's paintings were beginning to incorporate not only found objects but found images as well, photographs transferred to the canvas by means of silk screen process. Previously used only in commercial applications, silk screen allowed Rauschenberg to address the multiple reproducibility of images and the consequent flattening of experience that implies. In this respect, his work is contemporaneous with that of Andy Warhol, and both Rauschenberg and Jones are frequently cited as important forerunners of American pop art. In 1969, NASA invited Rauschenberg to witness the launch of Apollo 11. In response to this landmark event, Rauschenberg created his Stoned Moon series of lithographs. This involved combining diagrams and other images from NASA's archives with photographs from various media outlets as well as with his own work. Rauschenberg picked up trash and found objects that interested him on the streets of New York City and brought these back to his studio where they could become integrated into his work. He claimed he wanted something other than what I could make myself, and I wanted to use the surprise and the collectiveness and the generosity of finding surprises. And if it wasn't a surprise at first, by the time I got through with it, I was. Clean the screen and start to draw or paint by the pop photosensitive solution on screen. Step 3 for third color and dry completely. So the object itself was changed by its content and therefore it became a new thing. Already in 1984, Rauschenberg announced his Rauschenberg Overseas Culture Interchange (ROCI) at the United Nations. This would culminate in a 7-year, 10-country tour to encourage world peace and understanding through Mexico, Chile, Venezuela, Beijing, Lhasa, Tibet, Japan, Cuba, Soviet Union, Berlin and Malaysia, in which he left a piece of art and was influenced by the cultures he visited. Paintings often on reflective surfaces as well as drawing photographs, assemblages and other multimedia were produced, inspired by these surroundings, and this was considered some of his strongest work. The ROCI venture, supported by the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., went on view in 1991. From the late 1950s, Rauschenberg experimented with the use of newspaper and magazine photographs in his paintings, devising a process using solvent to transfer images directly onto the canvas. About 1962, he borrowed from Andy Warhol the silk screen stencil technique for applying photographic images to large expanses of canvas, reinforcing the image and unifying them compassionately with broad strokes of paint reminiscent of abstract expressionist brushwork. These works draw on themes from modern American history and popular culture and are notable for their sophisticated compositions and the spatial relation of the objects depicted in them. During this period, his painting became more purely graphic, example Bicycle 1963, than the earlier combines. By the 1970s, however, he had turned to print on silk, cotton, and cheesecloth, as well as to three-dimensional constructions of cloth, paper, and bamboo in an oriental manner. Among Rauschenberg's preoccupations from the 1970s to 1990s were lithography and other printmaking techniques. He continued to incorporate imagery from the commercial print media but began to rely more heavily on his own photography. Some of his works were influenced by visits with artists in such countries as China, Japan, and Mexico. In 1998, he received the Japan Arts Association Premium Imperial Prize for painting. Considered by many to be one of the most influential American artists during his radical blending of materials and methods, Robert Rauschenberg was a crucial figure in the transition from abstract expressionism to later modern movements. One of the key Neo-Dada movement artists, his experimental approach expanded the traditional boundaries of art, opening up avenues of exploration for future artists. Although Rauschenberg was the enfant terrible of the art world in the 1950s, he was deeply respected and admired by his predecessors. Despite his admiration, he disagreed with many of their convictions and literally erased their precedent to move forward into new aesthetic territory that reiterated the earlier Dada inquiry into the definition of art. Robert Rauschenberg died on May 12, 2018 in Florida. Health and safety precautions. Cleanliness and orderliness. Cleanliness and orderliness is very important to the screen printing process. Besides it impacting the overall bottom line by keeping individual colors from being contaminated, for example, it also may prevent injuries. Be sure to have designated places for all your inks, equipment and tools to be stored. Spend less time locating missing tools or equipment and avoiding tripping over misplaced buckets and cuts stemming from misplaced razor blades or knives. Prepare the third color ink to be used and apply it on the screen and pull the squeegee softly with color. The color will pass through the cloth onto the paper. Chemical safety precautions. Many chemicals are used in and around the screen printing process. Many of these chemicals are solvents used to clean screens, spills and equipments, while others are mixed into the ink to increase or lessen its viscosity. Since chemicals can be inhaled or absorbed through the skin, use any solvents in well-vented areas only and wear gloves where necessary. It is a good idea to use preventive measures that protect your eyes, skin and nose to prevent inhalation when handling chemicals. Read the labels of any chemicals to determine which safety precautions you should take. A product's material safety data sheet (MSDS) also lists first aid measures and more safety instructions. Take the edition Equipment Safety Training. If a workplace has any electronic equipment, be it a flash cure unit, dryer or automatic printing machine, each person should be trained on how to safely use it. Be sure that the machines also have the necessary safety guards or covers in place so that the engine parts are not exposed. Stay alert. Many accidents happen in the workplace due to lack of alertness or common sense. To help combat tiredness or drowsiness, take breaks and stay hydrated. Moving or walking around also will help energize the mind and body. Keep distractions to a minimum when working in a fast-paced environment, especially around automated equipment. Whether the distraction comes in the form of music, cell phones, computers, or interaction with other co-workers, minimize distractions to focus on the task at hand.